She likes a man who can use a stick.
I usually go for like the built hockey player type.
But her boyfriend is built like a stick.
Look at you, you're scrawny.
So she met a hockey-playing hunk.
He taught me how to shoot pucks.
And he took her for a date on skates.
He taught me how to flick them in.
So ditch you for a guy with a bigger stick.
After he has a blind date too.
When I left, it was 10:30 the next morning.
Will they skate off into the sunset, or will they have a change of heart?
Welcome to Change of Heart. This is the show where couples who've reached a crossroads in their relationship voluntarily go on one blind date with someone new. And now let's meet our couple. They prove the old saying that opposites attract. She's a wholesome girl from the Midwest, and he's a tattooed motorcycle riding animal trainer. They've been together now for 3 months. Please welcome Keith Miller and Ann Larson. All right, welcome. Now, you guys are on the show because your animal attraction isn't what it used to be. But, Keith, let's start at the beginning when you first locked eyes on Ann. What was that like?
I'd actually lost one of my dogs. The dog ran off, and Ann caught up with it. And when I found the dog, and Ann was attached to it, I bent down and grabbed my big woolly animal and gave him a big hug. And then I just noticed legs in front of me and kind of followed the legs up.
And you're like, hello.
And there was Ann.
And Ann, okay. Now, Ann, when you guys are together, what's your favorite thing to do with Keith?
Oh, he gives the best full body massages. He will take 2 hours and he will get every nook and cranny, and he has me going. He has me for the night.
Well, that's good stamina, 2 hours. Now, Keith, what about romance? Is it spontaneous between the two of you?
You know, romance is nice, but Ann takes a lot of preparation to get her in the mood, and it takes a lot of building up to the moment, 3 or 4 hours. Man, and
3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, then there's times that, man, you got to get that sex on demand.
You want sex on demand? Go get a hooker. You can pay for it.
If you had to pick one, what's Keith's most disgusting habit?
You know what? He smokes, which is okay, but I'll wake up in the morning and he'll be smoking right around me.
She's a smoker.
The whole bedroom is full of smoke. You know I can't breathe in that stuff. I have asthma.
She bummed a cigarette from me on the way here. On the way here, she bummed a cigarette off me.
Yeah, but first thing in the morning, she's waking up hacking, and she's not even smoking.
Yes, and you know, it's called respect. It's called respect, and you know I can't take that.
All right, Keith, let's talk about the physical aspect. How does Ann compare to other girlfriends physically?
Well, she's really not my type. You know, I mean, she's very sweet and very nice, but she's got wide hips. You know,
You know what? I'm voluptuous. Look at you. Look at you. You're scrawny.
Well, Ann, what would you prefer?
You know what? I usually go for like the built hockey player type.
Hockey player.
This guy, he's look at the small bones.
She's obsessed.
Yeah.
She is
That's
absolutely
why he has
obsessed.
the tattoos, because he doesn't have the muscles.
Absolutely obsessed with hockey players.
No mighty duck here. Keith, has Ann taken any steps to maybe knock off some of the weight that you're concerned about?
She's got this diet. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard of. It's completely obnoxious. But she'll eat low calorie, you know, she'll have a salad, maybe something here and there. And then she starts the timer and it begins her 1 hour. And during that 1 hour, if it's not nailed down, she's gonna eat it.
Okay.
The last 15 minutes of her diet, she's looking through the floorboard for Tic Tacs.
You complain about my hips. It's either the hips or the diet. Which one?
Find another diet.
Now, Ann, what about his job? He's an animal trainer. Is that a good job? Do you think that's a good career for him?
Well, it sounded exciting, and he actually took me to work with him one day, and you know what he does? He cleans up animal poop. That's what he does.
Well, that's not really training.
You got to start at the back of the animal. You work your way forward.
I'm waiting for the day that I actually see you train something.
I train. I do train. But you have to take care of him. You got to do the care and the feeding.
It would be nice if you can make more money. I asked him to take me to the movies. He doesn't take me to the movies because he can't afford it.
I'm on a budget.
Well,
all right, and what about some of the other things he likes? He's into motorcycles. We hear. Do you share that interest?
You know what? I've always wanted to ride on a motorcycle, and I've asked him to take me on a motorcycle. He only says if I buy a helmet, he will take me on the motorcycle.
He wants you to be safe.
But he's always saying, come ride with me, come ride with me. And I said, well, get me a helmet. And will you
I can't afford to just go drop 150, 200 bucks.
So does that mean you have to drive all the time then, Ann?
Exactly.
You have a car. It's warm. It's nice.
I have to chauffeur you.
You don't get
Anytime we
wet.
go anywhere, I have to drive him.
You have a car. It's
Yeah,
wonderful.
you
It's
never
nice.
chip
It's
in
warm.
front.
All right, Keith, what did you hope to gain by coming on the show and going on these dates?
And like I said, she's really not my type. And before I really made a severe commitment to Anne, I wanted to just kind of test the waters and see what else is out there.
All right, well, the big test is about to come, and we'll see how you pass. It looks like Keith and Anne do have some kinks to work out in their relationship. Now, when we come back, we're going to meet the people that they date, and we'll find out if they're going to stay together or have a change of heart, so stay with us. Keith and Anne. Keith says that Anne is the most high-maintenance woman that he's ever dated. It takes him 4 hours to prep her for romance. She has strange eating habits, and physically, she's not his type. So we set him up with an easygoing girl with a body to die for. Please welcome Gina Simpson. Hi, Gina. Nice to see you. Here you go, Keith. Anne, what do you think of Gina's hips?
Well, it looks like her diet consists of throwing up after every meal.
Keith, let me ask you, is Gina more your type?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. She's gorgeous and perfect hips.
You like that?
Killer body.
And Gina, what about you? Did you have the same thoughts about Keith?
Absolutely. He's got big hands and he was tall with bright eyes and a baby face, and I was very impressed.
So, Gina, according to Anne, you must have been ready to chauffeur Keith around then, right?
Actually, no. He has a motorcycle, and I had never been on a motorcycle, but it was really exhilarating, and I wrapped my arms around him, and I felt like I was in that movie Easy Rider.
Wait. You got on the back end of the bike? Wait, Keith, you got some explaining to do. I thought you didn't have an extra helmet.
I picked one up.
After all that? No way.
Okay. Keith, Anne has those weird sort of dietary habits. Did you have to wait an hour before you go out and eat with Gina?
No, Gina was actually very cool. She's very healthy about what she eats, but she's not judgmental about it. And I had fried catfish with dinner and didn't get any dirty looks, didn't get any evil eye. Really nice.
Oh, and is that what I do? I give you an evil eye?
We go to McDonald's and she gives me this look. Oh, yeah, go ahead, enjoy your fries.
No, I don't. I do not. I never do that.
All right, Gina, while you were out with Keith, did he seem relaxed, like he was enjoying himself?
No, actually, he seemed a little bit tense, and I happen to be a massage therapist, so I thought I would try and relieve his tension a little bit.
Gina to the rescue.
Yeah.
And so what happened? You gave him a little body work?
Yeah, he seemed to respond pretty happily.
She knows exactly how to touch me. Exactly.
So she hit the right spots, Keith?
Every one of them. Every one of them.
Did you really? Okay.
Now, Keith,
very good with her hands.
One of the things you complained about Anne was that it was hard to even get a kiss from her without setting the mood right and having to go through all this stuff. What about with Gina?
Gina's actually just very, very spontaneous and very in touch with her sexuality, and she's very easygoing, and there's no pressure at all. So that we, had some little kisses throughout the night. Just very friendly, nice. Well, just little,
All right, Keith, it sounds like things were clicking along pretty good. Were there any problems?
No, it was a really nice, easygoing time. We bumped into some of her friends at the club, and she was kind of a little social butterfly and went back and forth, and she spent a lot of time kind of talking to them. And I felt a little bit lost. I couldn't really.
Yeah.
I was trying to keep up.
And Gina, were you aware that he was feeling neglected?
Actually, I was just so excited to see my friends, and Keith is an animal trainer, and my friends love animals, and I really wanted to share them so they could see, because I was really happy to be out with them.
And he told you about the poop, right?
That's fine
Now,
with me.
Anne, would you ever leave Keith alone in a club like that and ignore him?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Now, Gina, what about the ride back home? Was it just as exciting as the one to the restaurant?
It was exhilarating. I have to admit, I was nervous at first because it was raining, and it was my first time on a bike, so I was a little bit nervous, but I was really comfortable with him, and we got on the bike, and it was just romantic. It was raining, and I could feel his breath when he was talking to me and leaning back, and it was so adventurous. It was just very spontaneous. I liked it.
Okay. Now, Keith, in the same situation, In that same situation with Anne on the back of the bike in the rain, do you think she would have enjoyed that?
Oh, no. No, I think she'd have probably whined and been wet and cold. And no,
I
don't think she'd
take me
enjoy
riding.
it.
You never made any attempt. Never.
I've asked her to go riding, and I borrowed a helmet, and she kind of, iffy. I don't think she would have
And
enjoyed
still
it
didn't
at all.
go. All right, so then did you send Gina off with a kiss goodnight when your date ended?
Actually, she was a little worried about me riding home in the rain, so she asked me to come up and stay for a while.
She's concerned.
Yeah, it was just very, very nice. She didn't want me wrecking and
What
killing
time did
myself
you
on the
leave
way
her
home.
house?
Yeah, Gina, how long did you have to wait for the rain to pass?
I knew it was going to rain a lot longer than Keith maybe anticipated, but I really wanted to get to know him better, and so I decided it'd be a really good way to get to know him better, to invite him up and keep him safe and warm and take care of him and make him feel...
And Keith, when did the rain stop?
Actually, I'm not really sure. We kind of started talking and snuggling. We kissing just a little bit, and we fell asleep. And when I left, it was 10:30 the next morning, and it was absolutely lovely outside.
Okay, well, the sun was shining the next morning at least. Very good. All right, was a wet and wild bike ride and a sexy massage enough to give Keith a change of heart? We're going to find out later. Next, though, we're going to meet the man that Anne dated and hear all about their date, so stay here. Keith's date with Gina, and now we're going to meet the man that Anne dated. Anne says Keith lacks 3 things: the good manners not to smoke in front of her, a car so she doesn't have to play chauffeur, and a better job than cleaning up after animals. So we found her a non-smoker who drives a new Jetta and works as an investment advisor. Please welcome Shawn Thompson. Yeah! Hey, Shawn. Good to see you. Keith, as I mentioned, he's an investment advisor. Do you think his job's better than yours?
No, it's just right for a pretty boy.
Anne, did Shawn tell you to make any special preparations for your date?
All he did when we talked on the phone, he just told me to be ready to go out on the ice, and he left everything up like a mystery. I had no idea what else we were going to do.
So you were kind of wondering what's going on. Did he look mysterious when he showed up at the door?
Oh, mysterious? No. I opened up the door and I was just like, wow. He's got it all. I mean, he's tall, dark, handsome. I mean, unlike Keith, he's just funny.
He's a pretty boy.
But no, he definitely had it all.
All right, Shawn, describe for us Anne's best feature.
Oh, when I saw Anne, I just saw the blonde hair and these ice blue eyes that she could just swim in for days. I thought she looked great. And you know what? I don't know what he's talking about, but the hip thing, I think she's got a great body. She looks great.
All right. Now, Anne, we know that Shawn owns a Jetta. He didn't ask you to drive, did he?
Oh, no. I didn't have to drive this time, unlike other times with Keith. But no, he took care of me. He chauffeured me around. He even opened up the door for me.
I'd open up doors for you if I had them.
No.
Just all I ask is that you ride with me once.
No.
Now, Anne, when Shawn said he was going to, he wanted you to get ready to go on the ice, what did you think he had in mind?
I thought we were going to just, go out and skate and maybe he'd teach me how to play hockey or something like that, and I was really surprised.
Surprised?
Yes. We ended up showing up at the Isoplex, and he met up with the general manager there, and she brought us to the ice, but little did I know that the Los Angeles Kings were training on the ice, and it was just
wow.
It was a great
the hockey player thing.
Very nice surprise.
Shawn, give it a minute. She'll ditch you for a guy with a bigger stick.
Well, hey, at least I don't shovel poop for a living, brother.
Hey, Shawn. All right. Shawn, was Anne excited when you were on your way to the rink?
Yeah, she seemed pretty excited. It was her first hockey date, so I was proud to be the one to take her on it, and I don't think she knew what was coming, so it was very cool.
So, Keith, have you ever done anything like that? Taken her to a private King's practice?
I've taken her to the ice once.
You got her ice once out of the freezer.
I can't skate. But I tried. I made a valiant effort.
Now, so Shawn, there you are with the Kings. Did they cooperate to sort of make this whole special night?
You know, they were very cool. They treated us great, and they actually had one of the trainers from the staff come and help us out, and he offered to answer any questions we might have and help us out.
And Anne, your first question for the guy was what?
Well, I did have a question. I asked him who on the Kings were actually single, and I apologized to Shawn. I just had to know, and actually I found out a couple of the players were single. And,
Yeah, but Shawn, I mean, does that bother you? She's asking who's single on the hockey team.
You know, I was secure on the date, and I felt fine right up until the point where she started taking pictures with the single guys on the Kings. And then, you know, it was a little much.
She can't tell you who the leading scorer was for the 63 Rangers, but she can tell you whose ass looks best in a uniform.
Oh, and why not, right? So now, did you bring a picture?
I
right?
did. Yeah, I did.
And who's in the picture with you?
It's me and Matt Johnson. He is the sexiest player on the Los Angeles Kings. Yes.
And he's the single guy, or one of them.
Oh yes, he is. He is.
So, Anne, I guess even though Shawn, you know, is hooking you up with single guys, he knew how to win your heart.
Yeah, he did. I mean, everything went good. He did happen to mention some other girl at one point that he was seeing recently, and that kind of bothered me. But otherwise, everything was okay.
And Shawn, did you make it up to her later since that bothered her a little bit?
Well, I certainly hope so. After the Kings got off the ice, we were actually able to go out and skate and shoot some pucks around on the freshly skated Kings ice, so it was kind of cool. So hopefully that made up for it.
And Anne, would you say Shawn's as hot on the ice as he was at your front door?
Oh, definitely. He taught me how to shoot pucks, and he actually came around behind me and showed me how to hold my hands, and he taught me how to flick them in.
Oh. All right, so this was a pretty big deal, Shawn. What did you have planned to top this?
Well, it was pretty exciting. You know, I didn't know what else to do to top that, so I thought maybe I'd slow it down a little bit and get a more romantic dinner going and take her out, sit down.
And Anne, was this a nice romantic restaurant?
It was. Oh, we had a lovely, lovely dinner. It was candlelight, bottle of wine. This guy won't ever take me out, but this guy.
I cook for you.
He knows how to treat a lady.
I put a lot of time
in
and preparation.
He was
I do it up from
wonderful at
scratch.
dinner with me.
Well,
Now, Shawn, one thing about food, though, we heard Keith complain about her eating habits. Did you notice anything at dinner that was weird?
I didn't notice anything at all. I thought she ate like a perfect lady. She's very proper, and I didn't notice anything about that at all.
Now, Anne, besides the fact that he arranged like the perfect date for you, what else makes him special?
I was definitely the center of attention, and he's an excellent listener. He really wanted to hear what I had to say, and he was so sexy.
And Shawn, I gotta know, did you seal the date with a kiss?
I have to tell you, at first I gave her a hug, and we got kind of caught up in the moment, and yeah, I had to lay one on her. I had to give her a kiss, and it was kind of long.
All right.
It was good.
That's the way it ended then. All right, well, Keith and Anne have a change of heart. They got to make that decision during the break. We're going to find out what it is they decided when we come back, so stay here. Truth. During the break, Keith and Anne each made a final decision about the future of their relationship, and there's no turning back now. Will they stay together, or have they had a change of heart? Now, you guys came on the show because you're not sure if each of you are your exact type, and that's what we wanted to find out here for, and we wanted to see if the relationship should continue or maybe go in separate ways. Anne, let's start with you. You said you wanted to date a guy that had his own car, somebody with a real job, and somebody that was going to respect you enough the fact that he's not going to smoke in bed because you got asthma. So there you were with Shawn. You know, he planned probably one of the most incredible dates you've ever went on. You met the LA Kings. You guys were down there on the ice. You had the romantic dinner, spent some nice time together. But you do have some history with Keith, but it is your decision. What do you say, Anne?
Well, you know what? I had a really hard time deciding, and Keith and I have had some really good times, and we've had some bad times, and we've been together for a while, and Shawn really took me out and showed me pretty much treated me how I wanted to be treated, so I'm going to have a change of heart.
All right, and Shawn, does that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay, Anne, thank you. Keith, we're going to come to you now. Let's just recap. You said you wanted a woman that you didn't have to prepare 3-4 hours before a romance, somebody that was more physically your type as far as their physique, and not any weird diet habits or quirks. So there you were with Gina. You guys had a romantic motorcycle ride. You went out of your way. She gave you a massage to take away some of your tension. You did end up spending the night. It is your decision. What do you say, Keith?
Gina and I went out, had an absolutely wonderful time. It was a killer evening. Anne, you're a wonderful, incredible, sweet girl, but I just don't think you're exactly my type. I don't know that we have a future together, and Gina and I just have a lot more in common, so why not have a change of heart?
Change of heart also. Okay, and Gina, does that work for you?
That's fine.
Okay. Well, hey, you guys came on here to find out if there's better types out there for you, and you both paired off accordingly, I guess. So that's great. That's our show for today. Good luck to Keith and Gina, and also to Anne and Shawn. We'll see you next time on Change of Heart.